Test 1 is going to compose of information from chapters 1, 2, and 3. So for chapter 1, we're just going to be starting off with some overview of nutrition. Chapters 1 and 2 both kind of give a lot of background on nutrition. But in chapter 1, one of the things that we're going to focus on a lot are the 6 classes of nutrients. We're going to talk about what is a nutrient, what's an essential nutrient. We're going to talk about those 6 classes of nutrients. And that's going to be your carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and water. Now, each of these guys are going to have their own chapter later on in the semester. So we're going to dig a lot deeper into them later on. But for now, we're just going to kind of get a little bit of an overview and kind of just learn a little bit about their functions, their importance, their food sources. And then in later chapters, we're going to dig much, much deeper into them. So for chapter 1, you're going to have you'll have a set of 4 essay questions that are going to be due. And remember, when you answer those essay questions, to number your responses that correspond with the question. And you're also going to have a discussion post that's going to be due for chapter 1. Now for chapter 2, the title of that chapter is Designing a Healthy Eating Plan. There's going to be a lot of terminology in chapter 2. We're going to talk a lot about things like moderation, variety, nutrient density is going to be an important thing we're going to cover in chapter 2, and why foods that are nutrient dense are going to be important. And for chapter 2, you're going to have a quiz, and that'll be a timed quiz. You'll have one attempt at that quiz, and you're also going to have a discussion post that's going to be due for chapter 2. Now moving on to chapter 3, we're going to talk about the human body systems. So it's going to cover all different systems in the body. The one that we're going to be, we're going to learn about all of them and be responsible for all of them. But the one that we're going to focus most on and build the most on throughout the semester is going to be the digestive system, human digestive system. So we're going to learn about all the organs in the digestive tract. We're going to learn about what are accessory organs and what are those actual organs that the food travels through. We're going to figure out their roles in digestion, absorption, transport, all of that. So that's where the main focus is going to lie in chapter 3. And for chapter 3, you're going to have a quiz. And because it is the last chapter prior to a test, chapter 3 will not have a discussion post due, but there will be a unit discussion post that'll be due. So that'll be worth more points, and it'll be a little bit more complex of a discussion than your regular chapter discussions. And then you're going to have your first test, test 1, and that will cover chapters 1, 2, and 3. And that test will be timed. You'll have one attempt at it. It'll be multiple choice. And you'll also have that unit discussion. So that's kind of an overview of what things are going to look like for that first group of chapters. So we're going to cover chapters 1, 2, and 3. For chapter 1, you'll have essay and discussion post. For chapter 2, you're going to have a quiz and a discussion post. And for chapter 3, you're going to have a quiz. And then you're going to have a test, and you're going to have a unit discussion. So that's how that's looking. The specific dates for it all are in your syllabus, and it'll be on your calendar in Canvas. And Canvas is really good at reminding you of those due dates that are coming up. But don't always rely on that. Remember to make sure that you keep track of these on your own as well. So if you have any questions at all, once you get into this, once you start reading the chapters, if there's something that's unclear, if there's something that you could use a little more instruction with, if there's something that's a little bit unclear, or it doesn't it isn't quite clicking, and we'll discuss it, and we'll make sure that you are on the right track with it all. So again, if you have any questions about any of this all, please let me know. Thank you.